I'm George Mossey. I'm here with my co-host Marshana Dahlia S5E10. So after an unwanted 2-week break, we are back. 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. In 5 episode 10, we waited 2 weeks after the Super Bowl, and we finally know what's going on. Caleb and Alina's story played out 2 weeks ago, so they are off the show now. So I wish the best for the both of them in their endeavors. And we're going to talk about first Kim and Soulja Boy. So they were back, and after an intense fight, I guess you remember the fight that they had about Jamal and her wanting him to sleep with her, and he had never kissed her, and she felt like she was wasting her time. So after that fight, they had a serious conversation, and he decided that he was going to have a conversation with her son, and he was also going to sleep with her, which I thought was very odd and almost, I don't know the word to use, but to schedule it and the way that he did, and he said, "Oh, we're just gonna figure it out. We're gonna work it out." It seemed very unpersonal and unsincere. That's what I got from it. It didn't seem like it was a natural thing that he wanted to do.
And I mean, I don't really blame Soulja Boy for the way that things went. I don't necessarily blame Kim either. It's just like a matter of like if you're pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and you just don't give things like that a chance to happen organically and it gets scheduled, it takes a little bit of the romance and the excitement that comes not just with sex, but with like that first time sex. You know what I mean? Those of us who have been in long-term relationships, I'm sure it's still whatever, but there's something about that first time when you got with your person. So she kind of took away from that. And you know what? Like, I was on Twitter last night again, and people were saying a lot of things, but I'm like, listen, Kim, this is beyond me. Why you would even continue to pursue Usman? Now he's given her what she's ultimately wanted, right? Like, okay, we'll be in a relationship and we're going to have sex. But it doesn't end well for any one of them. I mean, I'm pretty sure of it. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't end well. So no one has to do this, right? Nobody has to beg somebody to be with them, to love them, to sleep with them, to find them attractive. There are several men in the world that would love Kim as she is and give her everything that she wants. I don't want to see her pursue Usman anymore.
I don't either. I actually agree with you 100%. I feel like she has given all of her to him, and he has rejected it. He is not willing to accept her for who she is, and he doesn't have that attraction. You can just tell every time they bring up intimacy, he has this repulsive look. And, Kim, if he doesn't want to be with you in that way, take away your friendship, take away your love, take away how you care for him, and show him that he doesn't deserve you. He can't respect you and accept you and appreciate you. He doesn't deserve you. And I don't want to see you sleep with him. And then, like you said, it's going to end well. You're going to get a taste of what you think you want, but this isn't what he wants. And in the end, it's not going to end well for anyone. And I think Jamal can see it. He said it's not an ideal relationship.
Right.
I don't see how this is going to work in long term, but I love how he said, if my mother is happy, I'm happy too, because that's what I really think is important here. Everyone needs to be happy, but I don't think Usman is happy in the situation. So I just feel like you said, it's not going to end positively for anyone.
No. And sidebar, Jamal is fine, fine. Okay, Jamal, if you watch this podcast, let me tell you, I had girls tweeting at me last night like, "Dang, did you see Jamal?" Like, I wasn't expecting that. I'm like, I was expecting that. He fine. So Jamal, I don't know if you're single, but there are some ladies who are interested in you.
They're looking for you, Jamal. So if you're looking, they're looking for you. All right, so let's talk about Memphis and Hamza real quick. So while shopping for wedding outfits for his wedding, his mom kind of put some information in his head. He did reveal to her about the prenup, and she said, I feel like you're rushing into a relationship, and if you don't trust each other, I actually agree with his mom. If you don't trust each other fully, you aren't ready to get married. And if she doesn't trust him enough to say, let's sign a prenup, I feel like prenups are there to protect you, but it also shows that you're not fully in with that relationship. Because if you have to have a prenup, it means that there's a doubt in the back of your mind about how this is going to end.
Oh, no, I disagree. To me, that's not what a prenup means. To me, a prenuptial agreement means let's decide now, while we still love each other, while we still like each other, that in the event that this marriage should disintegrate, we have decided from our best selves how we will untie the knot. Because sometimes if there is not already an agreement in place that you made from a level head, a clear mind, void of anger and rage, you may not make the best decision. So I like the idea of kind of putting things down, pen to paper, while you're still in a good place with somebody. And I think that's a good motivation for a prenuptial agreement, not necessarily to be like, I don't want her to get nothing. I don't want him to take what I don't have. You may not, even get into those things in the prenup. The prenuptial agreement is something that you can make to your own terms, right? It's not like a blanket, thing and everyone has to sign the same thing. So I will say that.
I want to rephrase what I said, because after you said that, I probably said it wrong. I don't agree with Memphis's reasons for having Hamza sign the prenup. Because when she came to him, she said, you lied about your age, and there are things about you that you weren't honest about, and I don't trust you, so I want you to sign a prenup. I don't agree with her reason.
Exactly.
Her reason is a reason to not get married until you're ready. Her reason is not what a prenup was designed for. So I just want to clarify that.
Yeah. And listen, Memphis is a series of bad decisions. Okay. We don't like to tear people down on this podcast, but you all watch week in and week out because you want our honest opinions. And my honest opinion is that it would just be easier for Memphis to go to therapy at this point. Like making all of the bad decisions and just simply acknowledging, well, I did this because I had a broken home. I did this because I grew up in the foster care system. I did this because my mom, I did it. Stop giving us the reasons for why you make bad decisions and to validate your bad choices and just simply do better. And the way you can do better is just to get the therapy and the help that you need. I think that Hamza, yes, he has a lot of growing up to do. He is 26. He did lie about his age, but I feel like somewhere deep down in Hamza, he really is genuine in a way, which sounds kind of like backwards because he's done all these things that seem pretty deceitful. But I think he's just like a good guy, a little misguided, from a faraway country. Maybe he does want to come to America, get the better opportunities here. He is sheltered by his mom, but I don't think he's really like malintentioned. I don't think that he's really like evil. I don't think he's really like, oh, I'm gonna like destroy Memphis's life.
Right.
He might destroy her life by proxy just because he makes bad decisions, but I don't feel like he has like a malicious intent towards her. Her reasons, like you said, for wanting the prenup is because she doesn't trust him. And if that's where you are with it, then you shouldn't get married. The problem is not the prenup, it's your decision making, Memphis. Love you, but it's your decision making. Done.
Absolutely. So we're going to see how this goes, because she was going to come clean about staying with her ex at his house. And before she could even do so, Hamza went and said, I think we're rushing into getting married. And she completely flipped out. And we're going to have to wait and see what happens next week, because we know when she doesn't get her way, she begins yelling and she's very controlling. And I don't like the way she tries to belittle him, and she tries to put herself in control. And no relationship really works that way. So we're going to see what happens with that next week. So let's talk about Gino and Jasmine. So they are back, and Jasmine has moved into a new room. I love the idea that she was able to express herself. She told Gino everything that was on her mind. She used every word, every curse word, every term that she could have came at him with just to get it out there, because what he did was evil. Guys, when you're in a long distance relationship, you have to trust the person, because there's no intimacy in that relationship. You send them things to keep the intimacy going so this relationship will work. She trusted him completely with extremely personal, private photos, and what he did with those photos was wrong. And the way that she got it out, I was with her with it, because a lot of times people, they have this revenge stuff done to them and they never get to confront the person who did it. They never get to tell them how much it hurt them, how it emotionally affected them. And she got to do that. But what got to me was she's going to forgive him. And I don't know if that is the best course of action in this situation. He did finally apologize. He did finally admit and take responsibility. But is this the right decision for her to make?
Listen, we've all been there. We've all done it. We've all had somebody that we were dating, that we trusted, betray our trust and hurt our feelings in some way, shape, or form. Everybody has been there. And if you're looking at this, you're saying, oh, but I would never. Stop saying that you would never. You don't know what you would do. I bet you if we asked Jasmine before this incident happened, hey, Gino ever sent naked pictures of you to his ex-girlfriend? Would you be with him? She would be like, no, I would leave him. We all say things, and then we're met with the reality of the situation. And I think the reason why she was able to forgive him is because she did have an outlet for her anger, right? Sometimes it's a fight. And sometimes in the fight, you just got to get it out. You got to like bring it up and you just got to vomit it all over the person, as unhealthy as this may be. But sometimes when you get it out and the anger has subsided slightly, she'll never forget it. Keep in mind, Gina was going to pay for a long time for crossing Jasmine. And if anybody thinks that this is the end of the road for him paying for this crime, you clearly don't understand Jasmine, okay? You do not understand her. Jasmine does not get even when somebody crosses her. Oh, no. Jasmine gets way ahead, all right? She already did it by taking off his hat and exposing God knows what is on the back of his head. She already went after him. And my biggest regret of the episode is that the producers didn't just let her like, get at it. Okay, but we don't condone violence. So okay, fine, stop her. But Jasmine, this isn't done. She's taken him back because she loves him and she was able to embrace the feelings that she really did have for him all along. Remember, in the beginning of this season, everybody was like, oh, I don't see it with them. I think she's just a gold digger. And then they saw him arrive at the airport and they saw the way she welcomed him. And we all were like, wait a minute. Even you said that, George, like there's like real here. So, you know, I have no judgment for Jasmine for taking him back because I know this is not the end of it. He is going to pay. And that's right. Jasmine, I'm ready. Yeah.
She knows how to get her way. She was on a trip on a private island when this happened. So I sense a lot more trips to private islands in the future because Gino has a lot of making up to do. And Jasmine, you deserve every single one. You deserve every single one. And Jasmine, again, we are so sorry you had to go through what you have went through. And I've seen online it has affected you in more ways through your job and through different things. And we are praying that you are able to overcome this and get back to where things were before this happened. We are so sorry that happened. All right, guys, that's it for part one. I'm George Mossey. This is Marshana Dahlia S5E10. Make sure you guys are live tweeting every week with us. I cannot wait to see how this season turns out. Thank you guys for joining us, and we will see you guys real soon.